What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker here on Unique Access Entertainment. As you guys know, please hit that subscribe button right there. It's free, so we can keep coming to you guys as often as possible with interviews. As you guys know, we're trying to do more and more interviews to keep bringing you guys some of the best content in the internet and in the world. So please, please, please hit that subscribe button, like the content, share it, talk to your friends and family about it, each one teach one, so we can keep growing. Now, today we have the honor and privilege of being joined by two amazing artists that we're hoping to bring a little attention to here through Unique Access Entertainment. We have Holy Thief, who just put out his Runaway Slave project and is produced by Arm Real. So I wanted to have them both come on today. So thank you both for coming through to Unique Access Entertainment.
Thank you, thank you.
Peace, Soren.
It's an honor, it's an honor.
Yeah. So you guys, based out of Las Vegas, part of the Loose Minds clique that I was first introduced to through our mutual friend, Jahi Alal, back in the 90s. And you guys, have steadily been putting out stuff. And when he sent me this Runaway Slave project, I was pretty blown away. So Holy Thief, for you, how and why did you get the concept, the title, and the desire to make this project now?
Well, the Holy Thief, Runaway Slave, it came about some years ago, and it was pushed to a movement. It started out just as a thought, then it was pushed to a movement, and then we started collecting beats and writing, putting it together.
Okay. And then Arm Real, for me, we'll get to a lot of the lyrics, of course. That's the important part of the project for most people. But one of the things I loved about it was the production. So did you guys settle on the concept of Runaway Slave before you made the beats? Were these beats you had laying around, or what was happening?
So, yes, definitely these beats were part of a catalog that was chosen, and it fit the time and the theme of Runaway Slave. The beats were very abstract, boom bap, pretty much how I've been making beats all my life. And those beats were picked by all three of us, Holy Thief, Jahi, and myself, and we ran with them. Holy rocked them.
Absolutely. So. And I think for anybody that says like, oh, rap is this way or that way, that isn't listening to stuff that's coming out today, they should definitely listen to Runaway Slave. But I think also importantly, the beats that Arm Real that you created for this project, I think are very modern sounding, but they also, to me, kind of harken back to the, I guess you would say, some of the classic stuff from the 90s in particular with the Wu-Tang and Boot Camp Click and the Dig It in the Crates even. So for you sonically, what did you feel, or what was the atmosphere in your mental state when you were making these beats?
Well, definitely, those are a lot of the producers that I like, Digging in the Crates and all of that. I love chopping up samples. At the time, I wanted to come with something a little bit strong sounding. As you see in the first sound, it's a eerie bass line and just a simple snare. I wanted to give something that he can rock over, because I know how lyrical he is. And pretty much I did that with all the other beats. I tried to flip the style, give him something exciting that he can rock to, try to be a little bit reminiscent to some Public Enemy beats, something that will bring a little bit of energy to his rhymes, but he always adds on to my beats and makes it the thing that we do best.
Yeah, so that being said, Holy Thief, I think Evading is the first actual song after the intro on Runaway Slave project. And that one, to me, really set the tone for it, not only sonically, but what you do on there, Holy Thief, lyrically. So for you, as you're hearing these kind of dark, sinister, muscular, and angry beats, how did that shape lyrically where you were going on a song like Evading?
Well, I kind of wrote already. I was in the frame of a Runaway Slave. And so the beat, it was like the icing to the cake. it was what I needed to make it, you know, make it into life.
Yeah. And on there, you talk about misusing authority in minority communities, which, of course, has been a hallmark of the United States of America, and even since before was a country. So as you know, write about that, and then soon thereafter, you're talking about liberty and justice for all, which is the theoretical goal of the country, but has yet to be fulfilled. How do you kind of balance those two different realities of misusing the authority and liberty and justice for all as the premise of what we're supposed to be?
That's a deep question. I feel that police should consider us human instead of just an animal, you know? Consider us like your brother or your uncle, just not the same color, but consider us as human beings. That's how you keep balance.
Yeah, that's obviously we have a long way to go here in the United States for that, but that was in evading, that was probably one of my, or the thing that I was drawn to in the sense of the juxtaposition of it. So how do you find as a writer looking at the, you know, the compare and contrast of perception versus reality or goal versus reality?
Well, I feel I'm trying to inject the idea so you can understand where I'm coming from. So maybe that way it can come together like that. So I'm giving you my view, you know, what I think as a Black man when I step outside my door.
And Las Vegas, where you guys are based, hasn't gotten a lot of national attention as far as a lot of police brutality and civil unrest in that regard. So have you seen, you see the same things going on that we've seen in other parts of the country, or is it better, worse, the same? How would you guys evaluate that?
It's the same. It's the same. We might not see Las Vegas. They do hide a lot of stuff too. So it might not be thrown out there. Like, I mean, you remember the football player that was chased down in Las Vegas not too long ago, a couple of years ago. So, I mean, that shows you right there. It doesn't matter if you're a football player or a guy on the street or a garbage man, you looked at the same.
Yeah.
Crime in Las Vegas is definitely hot. It's not in the media eye like he says, but current situations right now, the strip, there's like a shooting every other day on the strip right now. So I'm not for sure if it's out there on the news, but it's happening. So it might not be over the political climate that may be going on in the other cities, but we have crime and violence just the same, and it can be it's racially motivated also. So
Right.
yeah.
Okay. Now, another one of the songs on Runaway Slave that I really liked was Move Mountains. And that one, let's start sonically. That one is a very, has a piano driven beat to me at least.
Yes.
So for Arm Real for You, with like when I think of piano and forceful stuff like that, I think of like Black Steel and the Hour of Chaos by Public Enemy, for instance, and how powerful piano can be even in a rap song.
Yes.
So for you as a producer, what makes those sounds and that element something that you can bring out that's so forceful?
It was just, first of all, the melody, it's melodic, but yes, it is forceful. And with the track behind it, it exploded. I used a sample, I want to recall Dayton, I want to call the song is called Patiently or so like that. And the piano is just so lovely, but the way that I flipped it and I slowed it down, it created a hard edge to it. And that's what I do with a lot of my sounds and samples. I want to create something melodic that may have been taken from a sample that may not have a hard edge to it, but I create it into something of my own. And that's pretty much what I did right there with that sample.
Okay. And then for you, Holy Thief, that song is about, doing stuff to make things right and sacrificing to make your people free and stuff. And that comes from obviously a lot of struggle and persecution and unjust way people are treated, Black and brown people, especially in the United States. But the other thing about it was, again, the juxtaposition, which is like, this is our time to shine, which you also mentioned in the song. So how do you find as a writer and as an artist that you're able to still find and discuss and promote some sort of hopeful thoughts in the middle of that chaos?
I mean, that's building and that's destroying, so that's what you get out of chaos. From chaos, you destroy things, but you also have to rebuild and create stronger things. So out of that chaos can be something stronger, more united.
Yeah. And that was, you mentioned the Fear of a Black Planet on there, another Public Enemy thing, but I always remember when I had one of the Fear of a Black Planet t-shirts, and every time I would wear it, people look at me crazy. But it is what it is. So another, it's an EP, so the song, it's a short but very powerful project. Another one that stands out is the Die Fighting, and that one has the blasting horns on it on the production side of things. And that one, I think, Evading and this one, Die Fighting, I think have the most interesting, like, sonic, kind of the layers or the where they're constructed, and they're very, I'd say, atypical sonically. So I'm Real, for you, where did you get the idea to make that sonic combination that you have on Die Fighting?
Right there in my studio, digging through crates, I saw this. I can pull it up right now. It's a guy named Narada Michael Walton, and he's standing in this crazy way. So I was like, I got to put this guy on. Put it on, and he had some real cool stuff. But the horn that just came after all of this calm and cool, it just took me away. I had to loop it. I probably chopped that sample up maybe on 3 different beats. So I probably have about 3 different beats that have that sample. And he happened to pick that one. It was just, it was the one. It was the one. That sample was good. I like chopping it up, and I rocked it. The horns, that's something that Jahi always talks about, is find something exciting, the horns. We got to find some horns. We need some horns. And, I brought the horns on that. So it was pretty cool.
Definitely. And then Holy Thief on there, on Die Fighting, you mentioned Larry Davis. So I think he hasn't had a lot of mentions lately, probably in a lot of news or the media or rap songs for that matter. So I wanted you to explain who he is and why he was important to mention in this song.
He was a guy that he got away from the police. Police was trying to do something dirty to him. And he got away, and people in the projects was helping him hide. So, I mean, he's like a hero to, he's a hero.
And he was charged, and then the charges were dropped, which was even more amazing. Back in the 80s. For those that don't know, you should look him up.
Be sure to check out The History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
There will be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on Yo MTV Raps with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national
gangbang rappers.
The history of gangster rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The history of gangster rap in stores now.